Okay, guys, so I'm just going to do this kind of as quickly as possible, run through information about parties and about Facebook and how to best utilize it for your business. And at the end, if you need to jump off, that's really cool. I know it's late and people have all types of things going on. But if you want to stick around and ask questions, if you've done a few parties and you just have some questions on how to be more effective and whatnot, I can answer questions as well. So basically, just to kind of get started, Marcella Foster, got to give a huge shout out to that woman. She was one who pioneered these Facebook parties. It was something they just kind of did as an experiment. And they told us about them about 2 months later, and we just kind of took off with them. They are amazing. So I had tried Facebook parties before when I first started Nearium. I was like, okay, this makes sense. But I was copying and pasting everything into the party, trying to add like 200 people, hoping somebody would show up and whatnot. Hey, well. And trying to get everybody plugged in, and it was just insane. It was literally basically a logistical nightmare, and they didn't work. And so I just gave up on them. So when Marcella first introduced this Facebook party idea, they used this program called Post My Party. So some of you may already have an account, some of you may not. If you don't have an account, you probably want to get one. If you have like a close upline leader who is also starting to do Facebook parties and stuff, you guys can go in and just have one, whatever works best for your team. I'm going to mute everybody. I can never get these things to work. I'm not going to mute everybody. If you can mute yourself, that would be awesome. So basically, Post My Party, you download it. It's $10 a month. It's a subscription. We upload a template into it. You can write your own templates too. That's cool. But we have a template that we share, which is basically order of the party and videos. You have to rewrite each post yourself. And if you don't, Facebook will shut you down for duplicating material, which we definitely have done that, been shut down. We literally got shut out of Facebook events for a solid week where we couldn't do anything in any events at all. It was crazy. So make sure you're rewriting each post in your own words. If you don't have a template already and you're like, what in the world is she talking about? What you want to do is you have to first set up that Post My Party account, and then what you want to do is shoot me your email address. Or your upline leader, if you know somebody who's doing Facebook parties, you can shoot them a message. But all I need is your email, but your Post My Party has to already have been set up. So you can find me on Facebook if we're not already Facebook friends, and I will send the template to you. So then you're going to receive it in your email. And you're going to go and you're going to accept the Post My Party template. And then you're going to go to Post My Party. It's going to reroute you to Post My Party. And then it will say original, message. And then you rewrite same verbiage. I mean, it's the same thing. You're just rewriting it in your own words. You rewrite it. And then it says original link or original photo. You just copy and paste that. You can use the original link and the original photo because they're YouTube, and then the pictures are just pictures. So then you accept it and save it, and you've got your party. So as far as the actual posting the party, when you go to Post My Party, there's tutorial videos, there's all this great stuff to teach you how to, bye Noelle, to actually set up the parties and everything like that. And we can do another training for that. I don't want to focus too much on that just right now. Maybe I will towards the end. But let me get through the actual party information. And then if you all want me to walk through the Post My Party and how to set it up, I can do that too. So here's the thing. You got your Post My Party. You got your template. You're like, woohoo, ready to party hardy. Okay, couple rules. One party an hour from your Post My Party. If you do more than one party an hour, it will crash. One night I did 9 parties. I think 7 of them all started at 9 p.m. That's the night that I got shut down. Everything went crazy and haywire, and actually happened to a whole bunch of people on our team too. It was a logistical nightmare. You live, you learn. We made the mistakes, so you guys don't have to. So 1 party an hour by Post My Party. So say you have 2 people who want a party on the same night. Well, that's when you get with an upline leader or a friend that, you know, also has a post my party and say, hey, are you using yours on Tuesday at 9? Would you mind, you know, setting it up to post into my party? You know, that type of thing. You can have friends help each other. So a lot of times I'll ask people, I'm like, hey, you know, do you need help with the party, or do you need help with being an expert or whatnot, so that we can basically help each other out. We're all a big Miriam family. And so if I have extra time that I can help somebody with a party, you know, that's great. So, so you go to Facebook, you set up the event, and then when you go to post my party, when you set up your post my party account, it will link it to your Facebook. So if you have an event set in Facebook, your post my party will read it. So as long as you are added, and say like I have a downline who makes a party or a customer who makes a party, as long as I'm added, it will still show up on my list of parties to be able to post into. So I can tell Post My Party to post into the party on Facebook. It is brilliant. It is beautiful. It is wonderful. So if you're wondering what the party actually looks like, it's about 40 minutes long. The posts happen every 5 minutes. There's like a short video about the firm, short video about all the products, you know, all the videos that you already know, but they're just the small ones posted. And then it's usually a question. So question, little video, and then people can answer the question and get. What we always do is we do some type of a drawing. We do not do Nerium products. The reason why is you'll shoot yourself in the foot with losing a customer if you're handing out products. But also people will wait to see if they won the product before they'll order. Well, we don't want to do that. We want you to order. So I actually don't do my drawing until the next evening. I'll explain that in just a second. I'm getting off on a tangent. So what we're doing for drawing gifts, people do all types of different things. Honestly, the more unique and cool, the more participation you're going to get, just for people being like, oh, I would love to have that. You know, so I have a friend, she had 22 people at her party, which is a lot. That's not normal. Usually you're going to have about 3 to 5 to show up to your party, and that's a very successful party. It's great. It's enough people to really keep things rolling. It's really great. But she had 22 show up. It was insane. But I truly believe the one reason why she had so many people is, one, she's just fun. Everybody loves her. But 2, she had a really, really cool item. It was like this handmade artsy, I didn't even know what it was. It was like this hand sewn, it was like this hanging art thing. It was really cool. And so so that seems to do well, like cool items. Noelle did like a local item from like the local farmers, you know, store or whatever, and it was like a little gift bag. And then she posted the picture in the drawing. Here's a little gift for tonight. And people are like, oh, that sounds fun. I've seen people do it. I have one BP who does like a gift set from Bath and Body Works that she gets like on discount and stuff. So I would not go all out super expensive, like $15 tops. I had a $25 gift card to Buffalo's or something that somebody had given me when I was pregnant with one of my kids, and like, you know, for your after baby, you know, meal, and I never used it. So hello, drawing present, you know, like, so it doesn't necessarily have to be something you like make a big deal of going out of the way. And then also I have another friend who, she makes homemade jewelry. So she makes like some earrings and a necklace, whatever, and that's the drawing on. So be creative, do whatever you want, do what's fun to you, and just think about it. You know, if you were getting onto a party, what would sound fun to kind of earn? You want people competing for it. So, okay, so we always post the drawing because you want to kind of entice people. So here's the deal. If you're the host, you don't want to do a ton of posting. Your expert is going to do that, the person who's actually posting the party. So when you're talking to someone and you're setting up their party, you just say, look, don't worry about posting a lot. I'm going to handle that. I have, you know, preset pre-party posts. Because sometimes it can get really crazy if your person is posting like before and afters and reminders and all these different things, and then you're posting as well. You don't want before the party there to be like 15 posts. I actually go in what I call clean up. Sometimes, like if there's a lot of posts, I'll go kind of take out the ones that aren't as pertinent. But that's something you can tell them ahead of time. when you're helping people set with parties. So who needs to do a party? Everybody. I mean, everybody. If you have a team, get every brand partner to do 2 parties. Absolutely. If you don't have a team, do 2 parties and do a party for every one of your customers. Guys, we're all in that situation where we tried to get people to do a home party. We're like, please, I'll help you get 3 or free. And they don't do it. And we're like, why? But with these Facebook parties, they're so easy and people do them. I have old brand partners. We call them the dead ones that have not been alive for a long time. I have dead brand partners coming back to life and doing Facebook parties, or just coming back and doing a Facebook party so they can get their product for free. They join this business because they love the product. And so if I can help them get it for free, it helps them. It helps generate business. Ask your friends to host a Facebook party for you. Every person who attends a party needs to have their own Facebook party. And you just tell them, hey, now that you've ordered, I'm so excited for you. Let's set up your little party. When do you want to do it? Here's some nights that I'm free. 8 or 9 p.m. is usually good times. I don't necessarily ask people if they want to do a party. I just kind of tell them. Like, I'm not going to push them, but I just tell them that's kind of the way we do things. And so if they're like, oh, if that's what you do, oh, okay. So I as many parties as you can book from guests, absolutely. So, okay. So as far as you set up the party, in the template, there's pre-party posts. I forgot to say that there's 2 different templates. One is for before party, and there's like 4 to 5 posts. Different people do different things, depending on what you like. You definitely want a bio with a picture of your family. You want, a few things like picture collages that they can pick from, things like that, where it's like interactive. And then, of course, there's the actual party. So when you're inviting, and here's the big thing that makes Siri thinks I'm talking to her. I don't know why I didn't even say an S word. But basically, when you're inviting, you do not just go and add 100 people or go add 50 people. We all know it's so annoying. I can't even tell you how many LuLaRoe parties I'm added to or unique groups I'm added to. I mean, like, I'm in direct sales. I get it. And you're still driving me nuts. I can't imagine how frustrating that is to people. And we've all heard, like, people will post on Facebook, stop adding me all your stupid groups. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. Don't do it. You won't have the turnout that you want. It will not go as well as you're expecting it to. And then when you have a no-show, it's because none of your people said they wanted to come. Some of them won't even see it. I can't even tell you, before we were doing Facebook parties, I'd have like 20 events a week, and I don't even know what they are. Like, I never paid attention. So we send out a personal invitation to the party just as you would a home party. I find that the more relaxed you are, the better response you're going to get. And so that really is true for any parties or anything anyways. I mean, you guys know that. So I usually say something along the lines of, hey lady, having a little Nerium Facebook party Tuesday at 9. Would love for you to come check it out. We're having a fun little drawing, and it's actually a blast. And then I'll say, here are a couple pictures. If they've already seen a lot of pictures, I'll say, here are a couple more pictures, here are a couple pictures. Do you want me to add you to the party? Or would you care to be added to the party? Smiley face. And then if they say yes, awesome, add them to the party. If they say no, don't be all weird and be like, if they're like, no thanks, and it's like real abrupt and like period at the end, and you're like, oh, they're really telling me no thanks, keep the conversation going. Say, no worries. I was like, just say, I hate it when I get invited to all of those crazy events all the time, those groups. So I definitely wanted to ask you before I added you to something. How are you doing? How are the kids? Then they're going to come back and say, oh, I know, right? It happens all the time. It's really rude. And they're like, kids are great. You keep that conversation going, because we all know no is not now. And you don't want to end that awkward conversation where it's like, no, okay. You want it to keep going. I'm sorry. So basically, that is the biggest factor on how well you're going to do. So for my statistics on my last party, I invited 50 people. I had 8 people say yes. So remember, numbers are your friend. You've got to invite a lot of people. 8 people said yes. 1 person showed up that night, just 1, Okay. And then the next morning, I sent a message and said, hey, I'm leaving the party open until later tonight. I'm doing the drawing this evening to get everybody a chance to click through who didn't already do so. I had 3 more people click through, and I got 3 customers from the party. Okay. So just because the party seems a little light doesn't mean that it's not still a party. It's still great. You can still have those people click through. And I tell people that all the time. They'll be like, oh, I can't make it at 8. I'm like, no worries. I'll add you and you can click through at 10. And they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, so something to tell them. The numbers get all out of order. As people comment, the most recently commented goes to the top. So you always just say, find number 1, find number 2, find number 3. Okay, so you add the people to the party who said yes. When you add them, usually, even when you add someone to an event, they have to say, yes, I am going. Okay, so you add them to the event, then you wait a day, they didn't click going, and you're like, they said they would come, why didn't they click going? Then you're messaging them, hey, you want to make sure you hit going? They don't. The next day, you're like, hey, you want to make sure. It's awkward. It gets into kind of this situation. You feel like you're kind of begging them, but they already said yes. As soon as they say yes, and you have like 4 or 5 people going to the party, add them in, and you can manually adjust them to going. So you go to your guest list, you click on it, and they'll have their name, and then right to the side, it will say invited. It's a drop-down box. You click on it, you manually adjust them to going. Again, this is for people who have said they're going, okay? So you manually adjust them, then they're going to get all the updates and notifications and everything, and it's going to be great. So, so then, night of the party, you wait till 5 minutes. It just depends on the person. A lot of people do different things. I do 5 minutes before the party. I go into the event, and right below your guest list, there'll be like invited, maybe, and going. Right below that, it will say message guests. If you click on that, it will pull up your guest list. You can group message them, or you can also individually message them. So I say, hey lady, or hey guys. If there's some guys in the party, I just say hey guys to everybody. Hey guys, party starting in 5 minutes. So excited. Blah, 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 whatever. Something quick, and it links the party in the message. So they can just click on it, and then it'll take them straight to the party. Okay, so a reminder, guys, I can't even tell you how many things that we all miss. I had a call with Trisha this morning at like 12, and I forgot. I didn't put in my David Bird planner. We're all crazy people. We all forget things. So make sure that you remind your people that you're going to have a party. Can you repeat the last bit again? Okay, so with 5 minutes before. Okay, so I'm going to actually show you. I'm going to share screen. Okay, so I'm going to go to one of my parties. Events. Amanda's party. So this is actually a party that I'm helping out with. Okay, so I'm not added as a host. Upcoming. Sorry. Okay. So right here, this girl hasn't added anybody to her party, although she does have some people confirmed, so that's kind of weird. Okay, so you can see the party right here. We do a cover photo, welcome to the party, or something like that. You have the time. On the description of where it's at, I always say either right here on Facebook or anywhere you have Facebook or something like that. Inevitably, you're going to have some people who are technologically challenged who are confused of where the party is. I've had people message me, I'm busy that night. One lady said it was like right here, on your couch in the comfort of your jammies is what I used to say. And she got really upset and said she didn't want anybody coming to her house. So I have found, just say right here on Facebook or something like that. You want to make sure they know it's an interactive live party. And then here are some of my posts that are already going in my pre-party posts to get people to interact, which obviously nobody's interacting on this party because nobody's on it. But here's my going, my maybe, and my invited. 5 minutes before the party, I click right here to hit message guests. There's nobody on here, but usually there would be a bunch of names, and you click all their names right here, and then you type in send message to guests. You can adjust it to send as a group message, but for here, you'll hit send message to guests and then send right there. So you want to send a reminder. And then, of course, that's kind of your responsibility as the person running parties. To remind, like I always send a message to all of anybody I'm running a party for or helping with. I send them a message and say, hey, I type it up and I say, go message this to your guest right now. And I actually took a picture of this right here and had the arrow right here. And then I text that with the verbiage. Like when I say message this to your guests, here's where you go to message them. I send the customer or whatever a picture with my little arrow pointing right there at message guests. So you can do that in a screenshot on your phone easily. Okay, so let me stop share. Okay, so then in the party, really, really important. Okay, you want to be very interactive. So just as a home party, you don't want to sit there, introduce the video, chirp, chirp, silence, quiet, then party video ends and there's like dead silence. You're like, does anybody have any questions? And everybody like stares at you. We've all had those parties. We don't want that. The same way as Facebook. Somebody says, you know, it's like, what's your biggest area of concern? Oh, my thighs. Girl, I get it. Their thighs, they're genetic. There's just nothing, you know, nothing before Nerium. Or somebody's like, my tummy. And I'm like, we love those babies, but gosh, what they do to our bodies is just brutal and cruel. And like people are like, ah, ha, ha, ha. You want that. You want that going. I try to crack as many jokes as I can. I think I'm really, really funny. My husband would disagree with me, but I crack as many jokes as I can on there because I want people to finish and say, that was so fun. That's what I want. I want everybody leaving my party say that was simple. That was fun. That was quick. That's what you want. You don't want anybody to be like, whoa, that was boring and long and awful, you know? So I comment on people's comments as they're commenting as many times as I can. I comment on everybody's stuff. You always want to have at least one more brand partner other than you. So if it's your personal party, then you want 2 more brand partners on with you. So you want at least 3 people that can really interact, or if it's a downline, at least 2 or 3. Basically 2 people functioning, interacting, and lifting the party other than the actual host, because I don't want to be my own expert. I will still interact and comment a ton, but I don't want it to be me answering all of the questions for my guests. That defeats the purpose of having an expert. So what you're going to find is there are some kind of guidelines that we go by that is a personal preference. It's really up to you. So I have chosen to remove Nerium International as my job title because when I'm functioning in a party, there are times where it's appropriate for me to be the expert, and there's times where it's appropriate for me to just help generate conversation. So the way I do that is I answer questions neutral. I don't say, oh my gosh, give me some of that cream. That's a little deceitful. I've already got the cream. So, but I do answer questions as if I'm a guest. That way, if anybody ever says, you know, questions that says, hey, aren't you a brand partner? I could say, yep, just having fun answering questions with you guys. But for the most part, they're not going to know I'm a brand partner because I don't have it on my Facebook. But if you have Nerium International and then like your first 5 posts are Nerium, if they click on your name, they're going to be like, well, that's, you know, look what she's doing, you know? So I've chosen to take that off, and even for more, a lot more reasons than just the Facebook parties. But so basically, when you are commenting, you do not want 4 people on there trying to say, I love my EHT, it's the best. I love my EHT, it's the best. I love my EHT, it's the best. And then the one lone customer prospect is like, I'm feeling a little pressured and overwhelmed with all these people loving their EHT, because then it becomes really apparent that they're, you know, maybe there's only 1 or 2 guests. So just saying, you know, just participating as a guest is really good. So we call it RNFing because it's RNF. What they do is when you post, they have like, I have a very close friend of mine in Rodan and Fields, and every time she posts anything about her company every single day. She has like 15 people say, that's amazing, that's awesome, that's incredible, oh my gosh, what a deal, on and on and on. And I'm like, they're all brand partners. Like, we don't want that. We want it to be fun and interactive and everything. So keep that in mind, and have one person really designated to like answer the questions. If it's a hopping party and there's a lot of people, we've had up to 4 people answering questions as fast as we could, and we barely kept up with it. That was that party with 22 people, which was so crazy. So if you know it's going to be a really incredible turnout, but usually one person can handle it. I handled a party last night with 12 active guests, and Noelle, my sister, I think most of you probably know her. She's an NMD. Noelle was on there too. She never stepped forward as a brand partner because I handled all the questions. And so she waited, and she knew that she was ready to help, but I could field them all. And so it just depends. It's kind of using discretion. So party ends. Thank you guys so much. The people who say they're interested, one of the last posts says, if you're interested in ordering product, either message me or comment yes below. So they comment yes, I say great, sending you a message right now, that type of thing. We get their info. All you need, guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys have done any type of online talking to people. You just need an address, email, and credit card information, what they want. So I keep it super simple. Now, if they panic about putting their credit card information over Facebook, I say, no worries, let's jump on the phone. I totally get it. And so I do it that way. But honestly, most people just send me their information over Facebook. I get them started as a customer and whatnot. Then, like I said, we encourage them to have their own parties. And the next morning, we always message and say, click back through. So I love it because it never, it just doesn't end. It's so hard. You have those home parties where somebody shows up 30 minutes late. They miss the first, 15 minutes of the 16-minute video, and it's like, what, should I replay the video when everybody leaves? Should I just try to talk to them about it and everything? They can go through the party at their leisure, and I love that. So I think that's probably it on the actual party training. So does anybody have any questions that I can help answer? Yeah, I didn't mute you, so you can unmute yourself. I can't figure out how to mute it. There you go.
Hi. So you were saying, because obviously we've been through the pre-party post template and the Facebook party template itself.
Yeah.
So just so I'm understanding, because it will automatically be posting those things, like going question 1, question 2, question 3.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So really, you're reacting to my comments. I guess the cool thing is as well, depending on which direction the party goes and questions asked, you can also, even though it's not like on a template, you can kind of answer things that way. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because when you were saying you can just say, hey, because I know the last template says, comment below,
right?
If you're buying, you're interested in buying it, or however it's worded, and so that's all done. Because when you were saying just put this, you don't actually have to, because it's in that template, correct?
Right. And I have, because you'll find you'll participate if you're the host or if you're helping, you'll participate no matter what by commenting and everything. And
right.
I was like commenting the same thing over and over and over again. So you can program your own personal comments in to post my party. So as soon as the firm one posts, it says, what area are you most concerned about? And mine's like, my backside. It's the same post every single time because it is, it's my pre-done comment. So, and then I'm able to, I have a couple of pictures and things that I keep on hand really close where when people say stomach, as soon as they say stomach, I have one picture. It's my best friend. She had twins. And she had a twin belly. And so I immediately say, oh, this is my bestie after twins. So I have those ready because I know what questions are going to come and what comments are going to come. So I'm ready. Also, on the one that's about the business, there's the Near Experience Sizzle. It's always a question, how much does it cost to join? So I have the graphic of the pack and then the action packs. And I'm like, I have it ready, and I just post it. Here it is. The great thing is we never have to buy inventory after this. So it's just.
So some of the things now and again, you're kind of reactive. So if somebody said, oh my gosh, the worst thing I did, have you got anything for I don't know, love handles, or, is a lot of us who've been doing this for a while, we know we've got that photograph to suddenly click on and attach,
Exactly.
like in the moment.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there's like when people start asking, inevitably on the EHT one, people start asking medical stuff every time. Does this work with Alzheimer's? Does this work for this? Does this work for that? We always obviously say it's a supplement, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you guys know the gist. But we always send ehtresults.com. Which is basically it's one of our uplines. He's a homeopathic expert, supplement guru. I mean, like, trust that man with my life.
Right.
And he has done a lot, and he's actually like a health coach, and has done many interviews that are compliant. He's been in several companies with, other products and health products and stuff. So he's very compliant, very obsessed with it. But YouTube videos that he's uploaded with him interviewing people in their results, people's personal stories. Marcella Foster's on there. A bunch of people are on there. And it's really good. So we say, go read about it. It's awesome. And then they can go click and then see all that. So.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was wondering if somebody ever asked, because there's always somebody on there that might ask them real sort of scientific, technical ingredients. But do you ever in your party say, that's a fantastic question, and do you ever sort of suggest I can send that to you separately, or does that kind of...
When someone asks ingredients, I just go ahead and answer the question right there, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm like trying to hide anything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I actually have the ingredients saved as a picture that I just post right there. I'm like, here are the ingredients. If you have more questions, I'd love to send you some of the science, white papers, the works. We've got it all covered.
Okay.
And then do it from there.
And so because you've been doing this for quite a while, would it be possible just to, well, I guess we can just pull it, but just because you've been doing it a while, just in the back of my head, I'm thinking, okay, so I need to definitely have easy access to my ingredients list. I need easy access to like this doctor's testimonial, etc. Do you have something like that you can email? Is there like something you keep seeing, or is there just too many?
I just have it in my in my pictures, like where I just go, and I usually post parties from my computer. Oh, something I need to tell you guys. If you're doing multiple parties at a time, which you probably will find that you will if you really take off with this, it makes sense to me. If I'm already sitting at my computer doing one party at 9 o'clock, I might as well be doing 4 parties at 9 o'clock. Just, using my time wisely. And so most nights I have at least one party, but up to like 4 and 7. So when you have 4 parties running at 9 o'clock, again, different Post My Party accounts, obviously. I actually randomly, just last night, the party time came up and no party was posting. I panicked. I realized that it was not linked up. The pre-party post had been linked up, but the party post had not been linked up. So I actually manually posted that. I keep that saved as a Word file. Son, I'll be up there in a minute. Sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought. I keep it in a Word file just in case there's like that emergency. The rest I keep on my, I usually do the party from my phone, and the rest of the information I keep on I usually do the party from my computer. And then when I need to post something, a picture or something, I do it from my phone, because it's a lot quicker for me to just do it from my phone. So I always have them both.
And one last question. Go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted one.
Let me just say this one thing about doing multiple parties at a time. The way that you can do it is do not try to follow the notifications. It gets way too confusing and you will not be able to keep up. What you have to do is you pull up, like if I had 4 parties at 9, I would pull up 4 separate tabs, go to Facebook, and each one I would go to a party. I always start from the left. I click, I refresh. I go through, see who's commented, what I need to say. Next party, refresh, do the same thing. Next party, refresh, and I just do it in order. So what were you going to say, Helen?
I was just going to ask what the reason was, just so I understand. Like, obviously, we've got 2 templates. We have the pre-party, the pre-post, and then a template that's the actual party. I know, or I've heard from talking to people that there was a time where you just had one. So it would go, what is the reason you have them separate?
Post My Party told us to do that. They
Oh,
said
okay.
that, yeah, they said that it confuses the system when you try to do the parties with the pre-party and the regular, and to be as seamless as possible, it needed to be separate.
And so because you have two separate templates, then when you created your Facebook party, but then to trigger it, you need to schedule a pre-post and you need to schedule the Facebook party, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Good
And,
stuff. I just wanted to understand that. Thank you.
yeah, and in Post My Party, you'll see a list of all of your parties.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys need to jump off, you can. If anybody, I'm going to go jump over to Post My Party really fast and show you guys really quick what it looks like. Hold on, share screen. Hold on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the bar. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here is mine. So here, when you go in, this is your dashboard. Okay, I can create a template. I can schedule a party. And everything. Here's all these great tutorial videos that are going to tell you some more information and really walk you through it. They're very, very good. And then, of course, you can talk to support. They're pretty helpful. Okay, so in my party templates, I have my party templates right here. I don't personally use the post-party template, although some people do. I like to manually do that. The post-party template basically says, thank you so much for coming the next day. We'd love for you to host a party. And then also it says, we have a winner. But to me, if it says we have a winner and I didn't see it and I don't post it immediately who the winner is, I don't want to be on that time constraint of when the winner is.
Mm-hmm.
And so here is my party. So when you get this loaded in, and like I said, you'll walk through the steps of the email. This is the party. Here's the time frame that it runs on. Here's you can edit from here the actual verbiage, and here's the master edit for each actual post. So you can see 10 minutes before the party, it posts and says, woohoo, we're about to get started. And then at 9 o'clock it posts, okay? So here's the deal. You schedule a party. I'm going to go schedule one. So parties, I'm going to schedule a new party. Okay, so some very important things, time zones. Okay, so I'm going to say I'm going to schedule a Facebook party. I'm going to do it into a personal event. Okay, it's always a personal event. And then these are all of my parties. Okay, so I'm going to pick one. I think that's actually already scheduled, but I'm going to do Emily's party, which is on the 16th. I'm going to start it on I'll cancel this later, guys, the 17th. And then I'm going to pick the time zone, which is Eastern. Okay, so Eastern, Central, you're going to set it to what the actual time zone is. Then replace host. Within the party, it says, how do you know our host? So I'm going to say, okay, this host is Emily. And I'm going to create the party. Okay, so here's the thing. I did it in Eastern time. This is going to start at 9 o'clock. That's what my template says. What if her party starts at 8? Do I have to go through and manually tap this and click every single one? Nope. I just go down here to adjust post. I'm going to say minus 1 hour. I want it to run at 8 o'clock. I'm going to update. And now party starts at 7:50 and 8 o'clock. Okay, so, and if I'm trying to target anybody specifically, I can always change a little bit of verbiage or anything like that I want to do. So that makes it pretty simple as far as how to schedule a party. So I will, say, oh yeah, see, so there's Emily's party twice. So I will delete it, but here's my list of parties that are scheduled. So I've got my pre-party posts, I've got my regular posts going for each party. Something that's really important is when people are naming their parties, name it with their name. Otherwise, if everybody says Nerium Party, you're going to get so confused on who's been scheduled, whose party's running, what's going on, and also when you're actually doing the parties, if you have two parties going at one time and both of them are called Nerium Party, that's very hard to decipher who's you're commenting on. One time when I commented and I said, the lady said she wanted to order product, and I said, awesome, you can order from, I don't remember who it was, but I was like, you can order from Martha. She'd love to hook you up with product. And they were like, who's Martha? And I was like, crap, wrong party. And so it's okay to make mistakes and everything, but we want to try to eliminate that as much as possible. And by having them name their parties by their first name is huge. So, okay, does anybody have any more questions before we jump off? I know it's late. It's not late for me. I'm a night owl. I will be up long after this, but that's just me. Okay, well, guys, listen, I'm probably going to do another training sometime soon, and I'll kind of spread the word. You are welcome. I'll do it sometime soon. I have found Facebook networking to be extremely successful for me. I have 3 tiny children, and getting out and about and meeting tons of new people and everything is very, very difficult for me. So I have a very methodical, very purposeful, very business-like way of networking on Facebook, and I've increased in the last 6 months. I think my list is up to almost 700 prospects, not just friends on Facebook, but prospects and people that are legitimate people that I've connected with and whatnot. So I will do a training on that. That seems to be pretty valuable to people at this point. It is, it's pretty cool. So they go hand in hand with these parties because you know those people on Facebook, and then they're coming to your Facebook parties. So, so I'll do another training. I'll send out the word on that. Send me your email addresses so I can send the template to you. Or if you have somebody in your upline that you know has a template, you can get it from them. But I would love to help. So you guys are so welcome. You guys have a good night.